got breathing holes in it. That's why I put it on, to make sure that these 4 holes here you can breathe out of really well. I don't normally cut the eyes out because I don't know what the customer's head size is and that type of thing, so I usually let them do it. I'll paint these in black, and if they want to use it as a display, I can use that and just do it as a display, or if they want to do it as a wearable, I can just put center dots in there and drill them out. But as a rule, I don't usually pre-cut any mask whatsoever because I let the people do it as to how their eyes are in the mask. Now, one little hole here to fix. Get my glasses on. So we got that. So, ready to go. If anybody wants to order one, I can paint it up. I'm holding off on pre-painting stuff because I've got a bunch of projects in the works with dinosaurs and stuff. So I'm just doing these and making them. So if anybody wants one, they can order it. And then when they order it, I'll do a paint up. And it only takes me a day or 2 to paint them up. Usually I can have it done in 3 days, so far as the paint up goes. Well, there's the trimming work on this thing. Now, I also have, and I wasn't going to say anything until he had done it, but I also have this available, which I got to work on. This is a resin bust from the same mask. This one, I've got some trim up work to do. Slight trim up work from the seam in the back. I've got these. They will be available, but I'm not listing them yet because I have a friend of mine, Joe Evans, who is going to do a paint up of one of them for me because I want to see what his take and everything is on it. I like making these things and passing them off to guys like Howard Simp and Joe Evans to paint them up for you just so you can see how they do it and what kind of colors they use and that type of thing, because I think some of the colors that I normally use would work, but I'm not a really proficient hockey mask artist. I don't really do hockey masks, and I've studied a lot of the tutorials on YouTube on how they do it, but my confidence level in actually doing it in resin is not that great, mainly because I've not done it in resin. And, you know, I'd like to try to get it about as screen accurate as possible because I don't want to. You know, I didn't do a bad job on Adam Marcus's and Kane Hodder's and the other customer that I have that bought the latex mount. And then Howard Anderson's head. I didn't do too bad a job on those, but I still feel like I could do. I definitely have room for improvement on that. This is why I do silicone mold with all the sculptings and the masks that I have in the flower. Because at some point, a resin bus may come in the future. There are people that like to collect resin busts. There are people that like to collect masks. So I like to kind of be diversified in both categories. And I am still working on the part 8. I just have stopped it for the moment because I don't know what I want to do with the neck skirt. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do the details on that. To trim off the bottom of this. I think this is going to be my shop display prototype. Doesn't have too many defects in it. Not a whole lot wrong with it. Just a little seam line on the back. A couple little scratches and stuff that could be detrimental to the mask, but I don't want them too predominant. Every once in a while you come up with some resin that doesn't want to behave. Get some pockets of resin that want to cause bubbles in these holes. So I drill them out a little bit more. Make them a little bit more prevalent. Definitely wanting to send one of these to Adam Marcus. Adam, if you're watching, I can definitely get one of these to you. I know you want one. That blown up head prop wasn't enough. Normally I leave this little skin tag on it, but now this also might have the eyes dremeled out, and I can definitely put eyes in it, like so, recessed on the inside. But we'll see how that goes. I'm supposed to be getting a mold kit from Fourth Seal Studios. Got that pressure pot for Christmas, so hopefully the Tim and Dean will get me that kit fairly quickly. So I can start producing really top quality eyes. Put that off to the side. It doesn't look too bad. Just got to trim up the skirt a little bit. Ow. I'm trimming the inside, man. There's some sharp pieces in here. Holy crap. One of the issues of rotocasting things like this, when you hand rotocast them, sometimes you get drips from the resin. And when they're dry, they can be really sharp. Now if I'm going to be sticking my hands in that to do eye work, I'm not getting cut. So there we go. That's a resin boss prototype. I've got two already done that I sent off to Joe paint up. He's done painting one, do a video tutorial. Hopefully get back to me with it. That's on his schedule time. I do have this guy done, set aside, ready to go. And then I got this guy here. Now this is not mine. It is mine because I purchased it, but it's not mine that I made it. This is the Freddy Krueger Part 5 stunt mask. And this comes from David Miller Creations. So this will be the next paint project. I'll probably hold off on that for a day, see how that works. We'll see what goes on with that. Oh, shoot. I don't want to lose my trimming scissors. God dog it. we go. I'll put those up there with my paints. Alright, so I got that. That's the project to be done. We've got a customer holding off on the Vengeance, but I got to trim that up. Look at these scissors. And get this one trimmed out. This one's been sitting around here for a while, because he had to hold off till after the holidays to get it, and wanted to do it up in a part 7 colors. And I thought, that's no problem. I can do that. For any of you guys that don't know about this movie, it's a fan film, Friday the 13th Vengeance. I was lucky enough to be honored to be able to do this while the film was in production. So I made a sculpting of the undermask from the film, not the one that was in the film. That was done by CFX Studios, and they only did one. Or actually, I'm sorry, they did 2 silicone versions. But the mold's since been destroyed, so they don't have any silicone versions of this mask left. The only other 2 that they have, that they did, are privately owned. One by Jason Brooks himself, and the other one by Don Shell, who also played Jason in the film briefly, where Jason Brooks was Louis. And there are 2 versions of this mask out there. There's myself, this one, and then there's a guy named Marcio Charlie, who is a really good artist. He does really outstanding work. He does a lot more predominant Jason stuff than I do. I'm kind of working away from that, but I've got people that are asking me, let's see your version of 6, 7, 4, that type of thing. And I kind of want to do that, but I'm also getting into things like eyes and dental acrylics and stuff like that. I'm trying to broaden my base a bit on what I do. You see, I do the dinosaurs. They're up on the wall. So I'm just trying to do my art. Don't get bogged down into doing one thing over and over again. So, you know, it's not like I don't want to and I don't like to do latex masks, but there are so many other mediums to work in that are so much more fun when you've got 500 people doing latex masks, 5,000 I should say, and it's really hard to compete. So that's why I'm diversifying myself a little bit with different things. I mean, you know, my taxidermy craft has been able to I've been blessed. I've been able to take those same skills and utilize them in different things like mask making and stuff like that. So, but I'm not just going to be stuck on doing masks. I'm going to, you know, resin busts and foam, and right now working on some sculpting ideas and stuff like that. So, there's the Vengeance. It's all trimmed up, ready to go, ready to be painted. Mine is a little bit different from Marcio's. Marcio's is more of a detailed, clean one. Mine's more the grubby, dirty, grungy, you know, looks, I would think looks really rotted and dead type thing. You know, that's what I was going for. So I've got that. Put that off to the side. Then I've got this one. This is the Chris Russell one that I got from him last year, and I finally got this puppy molded up. And the Camp Killer, aka Bloody Murder. And I've got a pretty good mold pull from this thing. It's just got a little bit of boogers and stuff on it. People have said that there's a lot of interest in this thing, but I've not been one to try to do more than 1 or 2 copies and put them out there, paint them up, show them off, you know, that type of thing, because I find that if I cast like 4 or 5 masks, nobody buys them. They just sit around and take up space. Not that people don't want to buy them. Just a lot of people right now can't afford it because the holidays killed them. And I understand that, but I also have payment plans available. You know, I do that as well. I try to be as diversified and flexible with customers as possible. These run under $100. These I'm thinking are going to be right at about 99 bucks or so. I haven't really put any out in production. There is one out there that somebody has that they're selling, and they're trying to sell it on eBay and whatnot for $100, and it's not working. So that's telling me not to put these out, not to put a lot of production effort and time behind these. Not because they're not popular and not a good mask. It's just they are, you know, for the holiday reasons, nobody's buying anything right now. Now this one's got some problems because of the weather. The latex was a little sludgy and curing, so it's got some drips and dribs and drabs that I've got to cut off. Not got anything to do with the mold or the mask. It's just latex has been lazy in the cold weather and doesn't want to cure that quickly. Because the colder weather is, you can't really put heat on it to dry it out because it's not a good idea. You can put air on it, but then the air will move the latex around while it's trying to dry, so, you know. Sometimes I just take these boogers and stuff and I trim them down. I leave them to incorporate into the skin tones of the mask, depending on how big they are, how thick they are, that type of thing. So, you know. So I do 1 or 2 copies of these just to have them ready if somebody wants to order. You know, I've done that with the Victor Crowleys. I've got those ready, and they're just standing by waiting for somebody to say, I want one. And I figure just showing that they're being produced and stuff is a way of doing it, but, you know. It's really a better idea to do that than it is, you know, make 500 masks and have them stand by and nobody's buying and, oh well, wasted all that latex and somebody wants something else. You got to figure out what you're going to do from there. Well, I've kind of diversified myself. You know, there are guys out there that can sell latex masks 24/7, 360. You know, like I said, I don't want to be doing this all the time, every day, all day. I've got more stuff that I can do. Different projects and stuff like that. Now, there are dinosaurs on the wall, the Triceratops and T-Rex. I have payment plans available on Etsy for that, so if you guys want them, you just message me and we'll work out a deal. A 6-month payment plan is about as far as I can do. That's the same thing I did in taxidermy. We give people 6 months to pay on their mounts, and then they get an opportunity. If they pay more than half, they get an opportunity to extend it. But for the most part, 6 months is about the guideline for that. And I think at being, $400 is about the most expensive thing I've got up there. You pay $50 a month for 6 months, you've got it paid off in no time. So, Etsy works through PayPal, so it'll work. I can keep track of how much and that type of thing. So that's not an issue. It's not a problem. If that's an issue for you and you're worried about you want one, but you're worried about being able to pay for it, don't worry about it, because I can work with you on that. That's why I try to be as good on stuff like that as possible. I've also got the idea, because those foam dinosaurs are so successful, I'm working on a raptor model right now. Doing some sketch ideas and stuff like that for that one. Trying to get as much detail as possible from my head on paper first to really outline the look that I want to get before I actually commit to making it. And those will be foam as well. I'm also doing a slight redesign on Godzilla. I saw the King of the Monsters movie last night, and my wife was like, "Oh, that would look good in a foam boy." But there again, I have to get with my friends over at McKenzie Taxidermy and see what we can come up with. I'm going to probably need some outside help on that one. With somebody who's got access to a little bit more than what I do here in the shop. The McKenzie's right down the road from me, about 20 minutes, so I'm blessed to have a taxidermy shop, a taxidermy supplier so close, as well as Advanced Materials Reynolds, and they're close as well. So kind of doubly blessed there, but I'm going to take this Dremel and just get some of the stuff out of here. I got a little bit of ingrowth. Now these are predominantly a display mask. I don't know anybody that has worn them, but they are display masks. So, because they've got the eyes and the eyes already done in them. If you as a customer wanted to use this as a cosplay thing or wear it is certainly doable. But I personally will not cut out the eyes, only because if you change your mind and I've cut the eyes out and you said, oh no, I want to display, I don't want that error on my conscience. So that would be my fault. That's why I don't really, unless I'm absolutely 100% sure somebody's going to use it for wearing it, I will not trim the eyes out or anything. I can foam fill these, or they can be just loose rubber to use. One, I think, this one actually has a defect in the nose, which I've got to patch up right there, which is not a problem. That's an easy fix. I can fix that up, no problem. I've had worse, and it's not an issue. But like I said, this will be a foam filling or display. And this is the Chris Russell Twisted Toy Box version of Camp Killer Bloody Murder mask. So you can wear them. They do fit. But I've not seen anybody wear these things. But then again, I think they were done probably 10, 11, 12 years ago. And I really wasn't around the game then, so I don't know what that is. But that's it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 paint projects, mask-wise, to work on. Plus I got to get my eye set, get that done. And do that. But that's pretty much it for right now for the updates. Everything is on my Etsy site. If you don't know anything about the Etsy site, message me. I think I've got a link on my Facebook page for it. If you see something that's been sold out that I make that I haven't relisted, request it, and I will see what I can do. Okay? Alright, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for viewing.